The jealousy conversation is really interesting because it's bringing up conversations about privilege and the fact that people might be jealous because, some people do genuinely just have it easier, whether from a class or race perspective. However, it doesn't always manifest that way. So, one thing that I learned when I started my production company a few years back is that people can be jealous of you for anything, right? Like, I went to a networking event a few years back, and it was a networking event where everybody there was a millionaire. That's why they were there. I got invited from a friend who invited a friend, right? She had crossed seven figures. I had not. I was the only person in the room that had not crossed seven figures. I was just planning on going, being a vibe, listening, hearing some things that I'd never heard before, go back home and research it later. Like, that's pretty much, I personally love being around people who are more successful than me, even if they got it through marriage or like inheritance or whatever, because they do just see the world differently. And sometimes it's nice to hear a different perspective. And in my experience, they're perfectly fine people that like are easy to connect to and relate to, but you do have to be secure in yourself because they do live a different life, right? The host of the event was so jealous and kept making remarks about my energy, my vibe. She jokingly was saying, like, I must be from California, I must be a vegan, I must be one of those woo woo types. Mind you, I live in LA now, but at that time, I did not live in LA and did not know that I was going to move to LA. So all of these things were just, it almost felt like a premonition, but coming from like someone with bad intentions. But it was just so crazy because I was like, I mean, yes, I am spiritual. I'm not a Christian, but I'm spiritual. Like, I thought she was being curious, but I could tell she was coming at it with bad intentions. But I was just like giving her the benefit of the doubt, especially since we're in a public space and there's other people watching these interactions. But I realized in hindsight, I was like, oh my God, she was jealous. Like, like literally jealous because this is a woman who's, I don't know, in her 50s, like early 50s. She was making, according to her, about $20 million in revenue, gross revenue, and she had been a millionaire for about the past, like, I want to say 15, 20 years. And she like got there through a multitude of different businesses. Like, it was a very like boring, unsexy kind of millionaire story. They usually are. But she was just jealous. I don't know if it was my confidence. I don't know. I actually don't know what it was, but she was nitpicking apart at me and making assumptions about me, some of which were true, some of which were not. But she obviously just didn't like me for reason I'll never know. So a lot of times it's not even money related. Sometimes it's just your energy and the way that you carry yourself.